quick. Here we go. Here we go. Now, the biggest thing about this KD edition is that Book does not have the primary defender on him at all times anymore. If you've seen Book throughout the past years, he had to work a lot to get his buckets. He was the only guy on the team like who could consistently get a bucket. Mikal Bridges spot-up player, Cam Johnson spot-up player, could do a little off the dribble, but they're no Kevin Durant. So not only does he have another just complete bucket getter right next to him, he got the second best defender on him every single night instead of the first. KD, easy bucket, layup, first bucket. People what CP did. Could have easily knocked it down, but it was like, let KD get an easy first bucket instead of having to work so hard for it, being so worried and whatnot. Let me just give it to KD.
This is his third game back, and he had surgery on that hand of his.
Now notice his demeanor. Notice his demeanor. Notice how he's just so calm. He's just relaxed. He doesn't get low. He doesn't try to work Hayward up. He's already getting top guarded, so he's already in a vulnerable position. So at this point, all KD has to do is give Book the eyes. Book has to read it. He just throws it over the top. Easy bucket. But they get the foul. Get the foul. One more closer foul to the bonus. Even though they don't score, like I said, they're going to get closer to the bonus. Now, this is a huge help. This is a huge help right here. Because Ayton could guard the paint, but Ayton is not no shot blocker. Whereas KD, he could get a few blocks. KD could get a few blocks. And this is another player with length that they could switch with Ayton. And now we get to really see if Ayton's good at guarding the perimeter too, which I'm interested to seeing because they never used to switch much. But with KD, you have another player that's the same size essentially. And now Ayton, I'm gonna talk about this a little later, but Ayton's gonna have to be able to develop how to guard the perimeter. And then boom, how do you not pick up on KD in transition? How do you not? It's just the Hornets. The Hornets is just whack right now, bro. They need LaMelo, they need Miles Bridges, and then maybe they can do something. And boom, that's what I was talking about. The Ayton KD switches. For this play, this was great help by CP. I'm curious to really see how these matchups are going to turn out. You know, with KD switching, how Ayton guard on the perimeter. I really want to see if he's good at guarding.
You saw KD defending Rozier up top.
Book gets the double screen.
Now, when we have you seen Devin Booker get a shot this clean, bro? A shot this clean. When we have seen D-Book get a shot this clean? It's rare. Now, it's a Charlotte Hornets still, mind you, but
On that last possession, you saw KD.
the only reason Book was able to get so open was because KD attracts so much attention when he gets into that mid-post in that mid-range area. Because notice, Oubre's so worried about KD getting to the post and attacking Hayward that he just forgets about D-Book. This is going to be a huge help for D-Book. A huge help. And by the way, I live stream all my breakdowns. So if you want to see these videos a day or two early or got any questions for me, want me to watch your film, make sure you go hit that link in the description, go follow, and also subscribe, like, and turn on notifications. Let's get right back to it. Hey, KD could really guard for real. It's because he moves like he has the cognition and the ability to move and has anticipation of a guard, but he's just 7 foot. And also, I want to talk about this. Is KD a top 3 shooter of all time? Is KD top 3 of all time in terms of shooting? And now I know when you think of shooting, you think about Steph, you think about Dame, you think about these fantastic three-point shooters. But mind you, KD don't shoot from range, but he has the mid-range on lock. And on top of that, he's 7 foot. So there's no need for him to add that range to his jumper. So KD should really get some consideration as being a top 3 shooter of all time. Because I always hear people say Steph, then they go to like Ray Allen or like the Reggie Millers and those guys, those catch and shoot type players. But KD, all three levels, anywhere in between. And he doesn't need to go back further because he's already 7 foot. So why does he need to go back even further? But going back to Damian Lee, boom, he comes around this pin down from the screen from Landale because it was supposed to be something going to the top, but they hit the post, and now he just curls right off of it because his defender's chasing over the top. And so he curls it, the double comes, the middle's wide open, and I think Kai Jones, this is right here, is just a little late. Just that little bump to create separation. Just that little bump for separation. You don't see KD getting the step backs most time because he doesn't need a step back. He can just shoot over the top of you. He doesn't need a step back. And so this time he bumps off Dennis Smith, gets a little more space, hits that little side step hop, gets over the top. He could have just pulled it if he wanted to, but it's just another way to get a little more space and give yourself a little more time to make reads as you're getting downhill. Now the defense. Peep the defense. Peep the defense. Now they lost Mikal Bridges, who Mikal is an elite defender. But still, you got that Kevin Durant, who, although Mikal is elite, KD is bigger and could guard legit 1 through 5 every single player on the court at all times. And so that gives you a little more versatility, a little more length on the defensively to be able to get block shots, get rebounds and whatnot. And so but the thing I want to emphasize on this play though is that defense is a multi-man effort. It's not just about one player making an effort. It's not just about 3 players all being in the right spot and turning defense into a chain reaction. So one person does one thing, then it becomes contagious. Next person does it. Everybody's on their toes. Everybody's ready to go. Now still, Charlotte Hornets, bro. Still Charlotte Hornets. You see KD come over on the help. CP sees KD come over on the help, and CP takes out hard close. And there are 2 sprints. KD sprinting to help. CP3 spinning back to the corner, and TJ Warren getting a hand up.
Winding down on them. They had good looks.
Here is Durant.
Hey, now I'll tell you this. Being able to get through gaps is all about your angles. It's all about your angles and how you position your body and be able to get through those gaps and get through those areas. Now, KD is 7 foot. He is 7 foot, and he's able to get through this gap. How? Ball manipulation, changing your ball placement, having a good hand on the ball, putting it where you need to put it. And usually when players drive, they put it on that hip. KD's able to move that ball, put it in front of him. Some players aren't aware of doing that. Some players it's natural, so some players have to learn it and whatnot. KD sees that gap, puts that ball in front because JT Thor, 21 right here, on his side. He puts it on the side, he's getting stripped. Easy cookies. Easy cookies. And so not only does he do that, he dips that shoulder down a little bit, drops his level just a little bit, and is able to get himself through that gap. Squeeze right through. You're a smaller player, and it's all about angles being able to get through gaps. You just got to learn how to position yourself. Turn your shoulders, change your levels, position the ball in the right spot so you don't get stripped. Those little things will help you get through any of these gaps and stop you from getting that one turnover that could get you subbed out the game.
Talk about Booker's work ethic, how quickly he improved in such a short time, and then he's able to score from.
Now, remember when I told you about Ayton switching onto the perimeter? Now that if they're gonna start making these switches more often, Ayton's gonna have to develop those guard skills and those guard instincts if he's gonna be guarding guards on the perimeter. So, as soon as Rozier gives his ball up, he can't relax. You saw how he relaxed for a second? He just dropped. Just relaxed. He just dropped for a split second. And then literally, Rozier relocates as soon as he throws that pass. Because most times, players are going to do exactly that. And not even just him. A lot of guards are going to do that same thing. They're going to do that same thing. CP3, easy breakout dunk. Man, that nigga's getting old, bro. Hey, young CP would have been gone. Young CP would have left him in the dust. But damn, man, CP getting old. Damn, bro. Damn, bro. Peep that setup. I want you to watch the setup. They end up getting a foul out of this. And like I said, you get closer to the bonus. Ooh, mean break. But don't count. But notice the setup. You know a guy like KD's always going to get to his mid-post, right? Always going to want to get to that mid-post. Always want to get to his post-ups. But notice, just like he did in that first play when he was off the ball, his demeanor is just calm. And so as a defender, even though you know he's going to do something, you relax yourself too. You calm yourself down too. You move at the same speed as they do, but some people don't realize that and go a little too fast, but you don't really need to. If you're relaxed, if you're in control, boom, they're moving at your pace. And so KD's just walking down slow. Drawing down slow, then boom, changes speed, pushes, gets him off him right quick, and now he's able to get his hands on this post-up. And then gets his isolation. They got to send a double. They got no choice but to. Swing, swing, swing. And then boom, foul. Get another 14 on the clock, closer to the bonus. Hey, I'm telling you, KD's. Every player in the league, the more and more I watch basketball, the more and more I want to emphasize pace, because pace is one thing that's missing at all levels. And so KD, peep as he catches that ball, notice his pace. Slow stepping, and then Kai Jones is able to recover. He's still moving left a little bit, then hits him with that little step just to get out into space, which almost is like a jab, but he's not going downhill. He's just getting to his mid-range. Boom. Kai Jones opens up, then makes a bad closeout. KD gets an and one.
Bench with him.
Great sons is Durant again.
Now I want you to notice that one help defender sitting in that corner. All right. Notice that one help defender in that corner, number 7 right here. Notice him right here. Now the only reason KD slowed down right here is because of him right here. If he came all the way over on this help, KD would have hit Damian Lee in the corner, shot, maybe knocked down. Damian Lee's a great three-point shooter this season. So, but he didn't come all the way over, and he slows down just to see if he will, and he doesn't commit all the way. Shifts that ball placement just more in front of his body so he doesn't get stripped. Then gets up into a shot, knockdown. Pace is so important. You'll rarely see a player that's in the NBA going max speed.
Should have gotten a whistle. Here's Durant. Gets to that left hand. Little
Hey.
ball fake.
Now this reload. He gets to his dribble pull-up, but he stops for a second. Lane is plugged up. He doesn't have the right ball path to get up into a shot. But the thing, when you do get into these pump fakes and you don't want to reload and take that dribble, if you can't take that dribble at all, the ball's going to be the one thing to help you out with that. You got to be able to use the rhythm and the momentum of the ball so that you can reload and get up into your shot. So notice as he gets into his pull-up, boom. It's almost like a pump fake. It's here. But notice as he brings that ball down, he's dropping his base too. He just drops his base. The ball and his body move down, brings the ball up, brings it down, comes back up, and gets into a shot. That's what's able to give him that rhythm. Instead of coming up here, stopping right here, and then just going right back up, he brings his body and the ball up, brings it down, then goes right back up.
Should have gotten a whistle. Here's Durant.
It's just another way to help you get rhythm on a reload with no dribble.
Durant gets to that left hand with a dribble handoff here to Booker. Swings it across.
Hey,
Gets to that baseline
you
jumper.
rarely see that happen. KD blocked on a dribble pull-up. That's rare.
Booker.
That's just rare.
Gets to that left hand with a dribble handoff here to Booker.
Boom.
Swings it across.
Hard close. But great job by Dennis Smith. Not only about to get up into the block and avoid the arms, but keeping space so that when he does jump and is able to use that athleticism, his bounce, he's controlled in the air and doesn't make contact to his body. And he just stays right on top of that ball, because now KD's going left, taking the dribble pull-up as a righty. So that ball is going to come back right to the side you are on as a defender. And so it's going to be hard for KD to be able to avoid that unless he's just completely fading away. But with Dennis Smith Jr. and his ability to get up in this situation,
Jumper Smith Jr.
easy for him to get that block.
20 points for Rozier.
Hey, and now all y'all in high school seeing full court presses.
Being applied.
NBA players make it look so easy. They make it look light. They make it look like cake. So
Gets to that baseline
I just want you to notice how calm they are. Nobody's in a panic. Nobody's hesitating their passes. They're just making the reads and making the pass.
20 points for
No hesitation. Boom. CP first.
20 points for Rozier.
Hayward comes all the way over, throws us over the top to KD, puts a little air on it so it doesn't get tipped. Then notice what KD does. He's the person that gets it back. And I know all y'all be seeing the same type of looks. And now once you get the ball back here, you got to read this middle. Because as soon as you get it, they're going to try to take one, and they're going to try to recover and get the other one. But if you make it and then you hesitate and try to make that pass, this player's going to be able to recover in time and take that ball away. And mind you, an NBA court is a little bigger than the high school courts that you play on, maybe even like the college court. So you're going to have a little less space, and having a little less space means a little less time. And so, boom, you can't hesitate those passes. Okogie gives it right back to Chris Paul because he's great at making the decisions. He's the point guard. As soon as he sees a double come over, does not wait. Like I said, if you hesitate right here in this situation, this guy's going to be able to come over on this rotation, take that pass away, and now you're stuck in a trap. Or you just turn the ball over.
I mean, I know it was a long layout, but you look at the last 2 times he's come back off the same injury. As Book gets a wide open look and
And last thing right here.
layout, but you look at
Last
the
thing
last
right
2
here.
times he's come back off the same injury.
Book finds his way wide open. Mind you, like I said, Charlotte Hornets. But still, if Hayward tries to make up for his teammates' miscommunication, does it really matter if you're giving up Book a 3 or Kevin Durant open 3? Does it really matter? Not really. Not really. So there's really no point of him making that next rotation over. And that's the end of the Suns vid. And now we got Cavs Celtics.